I moved here to St. Augustine, Florida to live my dream life. It didn't take long to realize other people did too. People who took a leap, followed what they loved, and built something of their own in this magical little town. The Soul-Led Sessions is about those people, the stories behind the businesses you see, visit, and fall in love with. Not just what they've created, but what it really took to get there. The risks, the pivots, the moments that changed everything, and what it actually looks like to build a life that feels aligned. These conversations are here to connect you to the heart of entrepreneurship, and maybe even to what's possible for your own life. I'm here with Valerie and Natalie from Anastasia Design Group. Thank you so much for having me in this amazing space.
Thank you.
It is so beautiful. Tell us a little bit about how you got started here, how you turned to design.
Started with this one.
I guess I can explain a little bit about this property, and then that kind of figures out. So I lived in Tallahassee at the time that I purchased this building. I'm from St. Augustine, or I've lived here since I was 3.
Oh, wow.
And my first husband, I worked in Tallahassee. I moved to Tallahassee with him after I graduated from college. And then the company that I worked for, they retired. So I was like, oh, well, this might be a good time to start my business that I always thought that I would own. I was kind of pushed into it. And we did that for about 6 months out of our houses in Tallahassee. And then I got pregnant with my precious 25-year-old and moved here. And we were so used to working out of our homes that I'm like, we got to find a place that's close by to our houses. So how we ended up in this particular space in St. Augustine. And I was here for maybe 3 or 4 years. And then
Shelby was 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
And it was like it was a cold call. It was right after college. So it was like, who has all the credentials that I'm looking for?
Love it.
And it was, Anastasia Design Group. And I just called.
my sister was working for me at the time.
Oh, really?
And she's amazing because she knows me better than anybody. She's just like, you need this girl. All right.
And she was so sweet on the phone. And she's like, Val's not here right now, but come next week. And I'm like, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That was easy. When you had to call back then and you hand filled out applications.
Yes. Back in the day.
Yeah. And I walked in.
Yeah, you didn't have an application, did you?
No.
I'm
It
either
was
like you or I'm not.
I was lucky enough that at the time her assistant was pregnant and they knew she was at least leaving for maternity leave at some point.
Wow.
And so her sister was like, this might be a good time. Just come talk to Valerie.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Valerie did not even
I didn't know
remember that I was coming or know or anything like that. And I walked in and Val's like, and, runs over and we sat over here actually. And we're now our conference area. And she just kind of took my resume and my portfolio and was like, oh, okay. Like threw it over.
And I really tossed it aside.
I'm probably sure I did. I'm just like, I either like you, we're gonna vibe, or we're not.
Yep. And she was like, tell me about yourself.
Yeah.
And I was a bartender at the time, and she was like, okay, I did that while I had my first job too. And
I think that should be mandatory for every human being.
To be a bartender.
Yes, to bartend. To
something in the
anything
service
where-
industry.
Yeah,
Retail.
Somebody's gonna yell at you. Somebody's gonna spill something on
Treat
you.
you like
huge.
dirt.
I agree.
I mean,
Yes.
Somebody's gonna not give you a tip enough, and it's really good. It's really good problem solving.
And you learn
and
how to
multitasking.
how to
fly. Yes.
and learning how to deal with people.
And you're money
Learning how to
motivated.
interact.
Like,
Totally.
it's a great thing. But anyway, yeah. So she,
Yeah. And then she was like, well, here's how my business works. And it was, she's been here a few years. My family's really big. They're involved all the time. They're in, they're out. They're in, they're out. You're going to have to, I'm pulled in 1,000 ways. She was just as like blunt and candid as I could have ever expected or hoped for. I would have never thought that because I was thinking, what am I going to do in 5 years from now? She's going to ask me all the, what are your plans for the future?
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Yeah, that kind of thing. So I was
I don't care.
Yeah.
Am I going to remember what I'm supposed to say?
I love it.
And then she just was like, look, I've got a big family. If you can handle the chaos that happens, and I don't know if I can cuss on here, but she said, if you can handle the fact that I say fuck a lot, then, I mean, you could start
I
next
love
week.
it.
And I was like,
You're highly offended.
Yes,
You might not want to stick around.
You were buddies right
but
then
she
and there.
did, like,
Great.
it was amazing. She set the platform for me where, like, this is every day is going to be different, was basically how I gathered that.
Oh,
And if you
cool.
can handle that and go off the cuff, then you're in. And I grew up, I feel like, with the school of Valerie Lee. That was business school for me, learning how to
Chaos. You have to know how to manage chaos.
Yeah.
Because interior design is, it's, organized chaos. It's hard to explain to people that don't understand the business of what we do, but, we have to be creative, and then we have to be able to create that creation. So I was telling somebody actually just last week about, actually somebody wants their kid to intern. And I'm like, oh God, no, I don't know. I mean, I sometimes, depending on I have 2 daughters. They are not interior designers. No. Let's just say that.
Right.
So they know
They don't
too
want to work
much.
it. They don't want
Well, because they know too much. It's
Yeah, I totally
it's
don't.
your family
It's a beast.
has been in it. It's such a great, for us, it's like, I can't even imagine what else we would do.
Right.
Because we're able to manage that and be creative, but also have, of course, we have Tony, our design coordinator, who is like, make sure that we know what we're doing. And
She's your mommy.
She's our mommy. She tells us what to do.
She's our work wife.
That's
and
amazing.
I don't work alone. I just am incapable of working alone, and I don't like working alone. I don't know how anybody can. I think in this business, because it takes such collaboration,
Oh, yes.
and there's always in the creative field, there's always, just depending on the day, whether or not, like, oh God, I think this probably really sucks, or boy, I should have spent more time on this, or wow, this is great.
Why don't they like it?
Or maybe they won't in another
year. What I do?
Yeah, you need somebody to.
And talk you off the ledge. She talks me off the ledge a lot.
I talked my friend who's also a designer in Jacksonville for 30 minutes off the ledge. She did her whole presentation to a client, and then I'm basically hit her on the head. I'm like, settle down. It looks beautiful, but that's probably, that's the complication of interior design as a business. You can be a really creative person and be a great designer. It does not equal a good business person, because being in business is so much more of what I do than design.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that you talk about like how, you have to have the personality and just because you don't have the personality to be a business owner doesn't mean you're less than.
Right.
It just means you have a different set of skills.
Right.
For that. And I say all the time that if you can handle the mind, stress of the, uncertainty, which is 100%. We were talking this week, actually, even also my other interior designer. I've been doing this for 30 years. I've seen the industry go to the depths of awful.
Right.
And then
even
rise.
Some big ones.
Yeah. And then rise when I didn't want it to rise. Like, I was taking Fridays off before COVID. I was like, I'm almost retired.
Yeah.
And then we got so busy. Crazy busy. So there's always that. You have to be able to have the ability to navigate the uncertainty of your financial circumstances.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
As a
tough.
business owner.
And trust yourself. Like, know that this is today. This is today.
I'll work trust.
I've made it this far.
It's hard to do though.
It's
Yes,
doable
it is.
again, and then once you prove that to yourself again, there's something else that wants to trip you up, and you go, remember.
And you haven't always known that. I mean, didn't that take time to learn? Like when you first started?
Yeah, it takes time to learn. And I help Natalie with that too, because, there are no guarantees in life. Okay. There's no guarantees in business. There's no guarantees that the market won't crash. We're going to be fine at the end of the day. It's like the challenge as business owners and as entrepreneurs and as people that work, for this is what I do and this is how I get paid. I don't get a paycheck. We don't get paychecks.
Right.
Is to know that you can just do the best you can. You can just position yourself, be the best designer, be the best whatever
Yeah.
you can be, and the people will come.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all of our business, 90% of my business has been word of mouth.
Mm-hmm. That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's the best type of way to have your business because you realize if you have your business by word of mouth, you're not going to screw somebody along the way. You're going to get screwed, unfortunately, but it's worth it to not. It's just good karma, frankly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and then
we'll eat it. We'll buy it. We'll lose money. I will lose
Yes.
money all day long before I have an argument with. You know, I had a situation recently with another business owner here where there was something wrong with my air conditioning, and it was definitely their fault. And like I would have been like, okay, well maybe it was my fault, maybe it wasn't my fault, but yeah, I don't know. You do a lot of business with me. I'm gonna eat this.
Yeah.
This wasn't even that much money.
Right.
No, it became a big deal. And you know what I do? I don't do business with them anymore.
Good for you.
I don't
Moving
recommend
on.
them anymore.
That's right.
And I'm like, well, that's a shame because that is not a good way.
Right. And it's a small
That was a
town.
tangent.
No, but that's a really good point, and it could go both ways.
It's integrity.
Yes,
Totally.
absolutely. Integrity.
Yeah.
Kind of like our operating model, which I can't read from here because I'm blind, but
I mean, it's like, you know, we keep up with
It's
our
on there somewhere,
integrity. I mean, authenticity, you know, and not taking ourselves too seriously or thinking that there's just one way of doing something or that there is a formula, because there's no formula.
I mean, you know, one of the things with interior design is too, there's a lot of ego behind it. There can be a lot of ego. There's a lot of, you know, the personality of an interior designer. Usually we have big egos. We don't have big egos.
No,
I don't care.
Either.
I don't need to put all my stuff on Instagram and create this imaginary existence.
Keep your pride
We actually
strong, right?
We actually do more of the stuff behind the scenes. It's just kind of like, oh my God, put some makeup on, girl.
Yeah, I'm in a dress and
That's
heels,
good. That's
and
what
I
people
have
wanna
to solve
see.
something right
Yeah, but it's
I
the real
mean,
life stuff. We want to see that.
And that's more. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
it's
you
okay.
off.
No,
But I think that is the thing about the ego, because of this field. It's a representation of us.
yeah.
What does that mean? Is it a representation of their style, or is it a representation of how you do something? And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Val, but I think that's why this is why I've left. I've come back to Valerie specifically, is the way that this business has always been. It's not about like, we're blues and whites, and you come to us because we use the same coverlet on every single bed, and that is our one stamp style. Instead,
but that can be a business.
It is,
interactive.
And those are
easier.
And that probably is. And those are people
less
who
chaotic.
who want to be. They want to be a brand.
Yeah.
But
and
that's
not
okay.
You, but that's not you.
No.
Either of you.
Instead, it's really can you sort of dictate that?
Yeah.
For us? What is it you want? What is it you don't want? And then if you look at our homes, they're very, very different from what our
style. You know, I when I even have clients ask me, well, here's some things people never ask me: where I went to school, if I have a degree, or what my style is. Right. And what I never ask them is, well, what I do ask: how'd you find out about me? I never ask what their budget is. I mean, a lot of designers do, and they're probably like, why don't you ask? You know what your budget is.
Yes.
You know what you can afford.
Yep.
You know what you're going to
You know what you're going to like.
I'm going to tell you,
you're paying a designer. You're most likely ready to spend some money.
And a lot of times people, well, listen, you can actually save money. Like if you, our specialty is entire houses. You go to a furniture store and you deal with all that stuff. Okay. Because the way we price things, we're very comparable to furniture store things. And we might charge a minimal design fee to come up with everything. But you actually save money.
Right.
And you get a cohesive
and time.
look.
And time.
Which
That's
is our specialty.
Time is money.
And people don't realize that
100%.
how valuable time really is until they realize.
Until you build them
If
for
they're
it.
having, I mean, truly. I mean, we've had some clients that said, I'm just going to go strictly with your time. And then they realize, they're like, I have spent a ton of money on hours with you. And I'm like, yes. And
it's taking all this
this
time
now
to
you see what it takes.
Yeah.
And their money's valuable. So they need to, we want them to spend it appropriately.
Yeah.
We'd rather be a
and I think
product than time.
those are great questions to not ask is what's your budget?
Well,
and what is your style? I mean,
yeah,
it's kind of your job to find out, to discover who
our
they are,
job
and what they
Mhm.
enjoy,
is
what they like,
through
and
programming. Because I tell, our houses are probably more aligned, but you wouldn't think, but I do. I have red silk drapes in my living room. I have Indonesian art from the 18th century. I've got shit I found I found in Paris,
A mishmash.
in the flea markets in Paris and in the Goodwill down the street. It's just, that's my style and that's my passion, and that's a reflection in me. Our goal when we have our goal all the time is with our clients is to, represent their vision. And if they don't have a vision, ask the right questions.
Right.
It's like
Figure it
dressing
out,
somebody.
Interview them.
Yeah. You're not going to put somebody that shows up in jeans and a ball gown.
Right, right.
What's
It's going to make them comfortable
Mhm.
and beautiful.
And one thing we don't like to, and I think you can speak more to this, is that like trends.
Oh gosh, please.
Don't
It's
make me
very
put,
hard.
Don't make me put
Uh-huh.
gray stuff in your house.
No.
Ever. Thank
No.
God it's gone. I don't even know what the trend is now.
I'm so glad you said that. That is so
Green.
refreshing because that was my dad's thing too. Like when there was the whole Pottery Barn beige, he was like,
Oh,
"Why
dear.
is
Yeah.
there beige?"
Right. I mean, I'll do it if you
beige,
pay.
beige."
Yeah.
Right.
Ultimately, I just want to make money so I can travel.
Right.
Have
If
fun.
that's what you really want,
Right.
you're not going to be happiest with that.
You're right. Are you going to get a White House
Is-
from?
Some people like that. And you know
We'll
what?
do it,
We
but-
do that. We did a job in Jacksonville.
Mm.
Very, very, very definitely typical
Mm.
Jacksonville coastal.
Oh,
On
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I mean, she wanted it exactly like that, and we gave it, and it looks beautiful.
I'm sure.
And
yeah.
she's happy.
And she
Mhm.
loves it. Yeah.
That's what our job is. It's
Yes.
as interior design.
Yeah.
Yes.
For them to be stoked when they walk in the door. I mean,
Make them
that's the
happy.
whole goal.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's not us telling them, no, you can't have that because of XYZ. It's really
Listen,
more so.
We'll decorate with a freaking pigeon if you need us to, or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had weird stuff like birds and
Birds.
like
Birds.
sure.
Yes.
snakes that were.
Yes.
Some lady had her ants.
Oh my
She's like, I love the
goodness.
urn. I'm like, there's a person in there. She's like, I like the urn.
Oh.
Right. It's stuck her in the bathroom.
Oh.
Long story.
Oh, in the bathroom.
It was a beautiful bathroom.
She's
This is-
every time you.
It
mean,
was
if
the
that-
urn.
You're bathing.
She probably
and you
dumped her
wanna-
aunt out. I don't know. That's a whole nother story, but
Well, different.
And now it's bath salt.
I love it.
yeah. True. So I don't know what the first question was.
Yeah, we got on a tangent, but that's what I love about this. is
Here we
I love
are.
to
Welcome
hear. I love to hear what
ADD.
comes out, and how you function as both a human and a business owner. I think,
And as a
and as a
woman.
partner, and as a woman.
Yeah.
I
As
mean,
women.
There's
Yeah.
a lot that goes on with that. I think there's such a stigma with women business owners, female entrepreneurs, and you doing it your way is a beautiful thing to see, to witness, because that's not the easiest route to go necessarily, but ultimately it kind of is easier, than
I think it's what everybody
fighting
wants
the
to
system.
do up here. In theory, we
Yeah.
think that's what everybody wants. That's the dream,
Yeah.
right? It's actually doing it and being okay when people are not nice to you about it, or when people push back, or step on certain
Yeah.
areas of that.
Right.
One of the biggest, like, I ended up owning my own business, not only because I moved back here, but because I wanted and needed freedom.
Mm.
And I don't, people think, oh, if you have your own business, you have freedom. That's bullshit. Pardon my
Right.
language.
It
but
doesn't just come. You can
That's not like,
like a ball
I
and
have
chain.
less freedom probably than anybody that has a normal job that has a 9 to 5
Mhm.
and 4 weeks off, or that just
Right.
because I am never not working.
Yeah.
All right. And only now at 30 years in can I leave and feel comfortable to know that my clients are fine, my kids
Really?
are fine. All the things that we as parents, as mothers, as wives, as all the responsibilities that we have in addition to having a business.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. But I
Right.
think everybody thinks, oh, if
definitely
I just
not.
want to have my own business, you really have to have the mental resolve to be able to navigate
It's
it.
a beautiful way to
Mhm.
put it.
It's-
the mental resolve.
It's 100% true.
Yes.
My daughter, my 25-year-old, who was just like, yeah, no. She worked for us.
Yeah.
She runs my motel now.
Oh, great.
And she's just like, yeah, I don't ever want the burden of
No,
All
Everything.
the things. Yep.
everything. It is a lot to navigate, and I mean, you seem to You seem to delegate and streamline things to others.
She's
too.
great at delegating.
You're great at
for sure.
delegating,
She's
yeah.
like,
I mean,
I'm
that's important.
like the understudy of
That
that,
is
learning.
true.
I like that's a
Yeah,
big,
you don't have to do it all yourselves. And
Yeah.
if you do it all yourselves, you're never going to get anything done.
right.
And
Is the reality.
yeah, and she's very that I think that again, like growing up to learn how to be just be in business
Mhm.
and actually think with that mindset, because by the way, you don't take a business class in
You
interior
can't
design.
learn that.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
You
But
really
no, you
can't
can't
Right.
learn that. And so how long did it take you in those 30 years to say, okay, I really need to hire somebody? Like I need to maybe release that control.
So I was probably, I worked for others for 10 years, maybe 9 years. And this is a very complicated business. So
Mhm.
you can't just go off and you can, good luck. Because we do, construction.
Oh, yeah.
There's just so much
Mhm.
that we
There's
do.
so
Like we have to
much.
be the pros of everything. I have to tell the plumber
Yeah.
if, I have to know plumbing well enough, electrical
Yeah.
well enough,
Yeah.
lighting, tile, cabinets,
Mhm.
countertops, flooring, furniture.
Amazing.
I mean, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And you can mess up in the process really badly
Mhm.
because we also do, construction documents and
Mhm.
we meet with people to pick all their finishes but I totally forgot the question actually. Now let's tell.
How you decided to streamline.
Oh,
Obviously, you have to
streamline.
work with.
Oh yeah. So I did
And
this for 8 years.
delegate.
I'm sorry. I'm like,
No,
wait, it was a
okay,
point.
that was a
Anna.
good. I like that point too. We'll get back to that.
So I remember it was Donnie Douglas actually. He was just like, "Girl, you need help," and I'm like, I can't afford help. I'm just starting the business and that and the other." So that's how I met Laura, was from Donnie.
Mm.
Donnie's like, "I have this great girl that she needs a job and this, that, and the other, and she'll be your assistant."
How great.
She was my first assistant.
Yeah.
And then she was my assistant for 4 years, and then
Nice.
then I knew I needed an assistant.
Mm.
My sister tried to be my assistant, but she's my sister. She's like,
Yeah, she wasn't taking
she's
it.
like, I need my assistant. She's
She's like, listen, I need to tell you what to do. And she's like,
no, I'm not. That's not gonna work.
Mhm.
And then, but I always have to work with an assistant
Mhm.
because I am a creative person. I
Mhm.
am the big picture girl.
Mm.
I'm not the detail girl.
Love
Mhm.
it.
My daughter, the one that runs Metel, she's a detail girl.
Okay.
And I used to always get like, why is it taking so long? Why are that? And then it's because that's what the details take.
Mhm.
It's
Right.
time.
Mhm.
I just have to, point and shoot.
So is it,
And we really can't have perfection.
no,
If
right.
you want, what's the definition of perfection?
Right.
If you're looking for something that's perfection and you're trying to do everything yourself as a business owner, you will fail.
You're gonna fail.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You will fail because
Waiting
time is
for
money, money is
perfection, you'll wait
time.
forever.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
like waiting for the right time to have a baby. Same kind of
All right.
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
For the money
It's
to
like,
show
yeah.
up because you're going to,
Yeah,
as soon as I make this, I'll.
Well, and
Yeah.
sometimes that's
And then
when
move on.
those are the things that you stumble over, the things that you're like, oh, I fell into that. That
Mhm.
somehow made and look how perfect it was.
Yeah.
I struggle probably more with that, with the delegation side of
Mhm.
things. And I think I'm just still on that learning curve of it.
Yeah.
And
It's a
it's probably
personality thing,
because
too.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And I know that there's someone to help.
Yeah.
I struggle with asking for the help all the time because I think for a long time I was used to doing everything by myself.
Right.
And before coming back to Val, so like I started with Valerie 22 or 3 years ago.
Oh, really? Has it been that long?
Yeah, and I was with her for 5 years, and then I met my husband in Chicago, and I
Ah.
moved there.
Oh.
So we were gone. I was there for 15 years. And I was on the vendor side of the industry.
Oh.
However, for that, and it was a small company. It's a manufacturing company that had like 350 employees, but it was still a family-owned business. I
Mhm.
worked directly underneath the owners.
Mhm.
But everything I did myself. I had my own division. I rarely ever had an assistant. I had to, plan all of the trips that I was going to take, plan all of the shows that we were going to build the
Yeah.
things, put the things together, take them down, ship them
Wow.
out, whatever.
Wow.
So it was really, it's still tough at times to ask for that assistance because I don't always think of it as being right at my fingertips. Right.
Right.
And so I think that's like, again, there's always this ever evolving and learning process
Mhm.
of working for yourself
Mhm.
or,
Yeah.
owning your own business or
Right.
whatever.
And I have to work with somebody. They don't have lots of assistants, but I have to work with somebody that tells me what to do.
Oh,
like that knows enough about what I'm doing that
Uh-huh.
tells me what I need to
that's
be doing.
interesting. Yeah.
I can't tell them. If I have to tell you
Mhm.
what to do, you're not gonna want
It's
it.
real, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a micromanager. I need to be
Uh-huh.
micromanaged.
Yeah, that makes
Mhm.
sense though.
Oh,
So
wait.
so awesome that you know that about
Tony's
your
in the
son.
background. I'm just laughing. And I'm like, I do. I'm like, what do I
She's
need
your
to do
right-hand
today?
man.
Because listen,
We could get,
we're like, a pinball machine. We're
yeah.
like, oh, look, the
Yeah.
sky.
Before you know it, we're
Tiles.
reconstructing
That's
something that doesn't even matter at the moment. Yeah.
She's your
I-
like red light.
Literally.
Listen, today I planted a
Amazing.
plant. I painted a baseboard. I've done three loads of laundry.
Oh my
I
gosh.
got bleach. I got
It's too
stains out
much.
of the motel coverlets.
Oh,
4
good.
of them.
Oh,
I'm really good at it.
that's great.
I don't know. I did
Peroxide,
so much
yeah.
shit today. Anyway, but yes, I have to be.
You're all over it.
Yeah.
You have to be all over the
Yeah.
place. You're literally like
And we're going to
thrown in-
market tomorrow, so
Yep. At like 3
Oh.
a.m.
Oh.
which I am really concerned about.
Tell me what this means. Tell
Market.
the audience what this means.
High Point Market.
It is twice a year. It's where manufacturers of anything furniture
Anything.
industry,
Yes, all of the things.
they release all of their new products.
Oh.
And so it's April and October of every year.
Mm.
It's like, it is the largest furniture market in the world.
And then they have
and
giant
it's-
showrooms with most of their line.
Yeah.
Is this fun for you, or is this
It can be.
a job?
Does
Does it
people-
feel?
I can tell you on the buyer side, it's way more fun than on the vendor side.
Mhm.
Although actually, I can't really say that. I was
fun
on the vendor side too, but I was there every single market,
Oof.
and then each
It's a
city
lot
that it
of
was
work.
in. Being on the buyer side again is actually, it's just a lot easier
Mhm.
in many ways.
And
But
it
yes,
depends
it
on what
is.
we're doing.
Yeah.
Whether or not we're just shopping for jobs,
Right.
which
Mhm.
this time we're not
Specific.
shopping specifically for
Oh, that's
jobs.
good.
We're just going to, we go and we look and we know if this company
Mhm.
is like, oh, it's cheap. and,
Right.
How is it
How?
made? We get educated
Absolutely.
too. It's like,
Yes.
because we don't have spaces like the Dania showroom in
Right.
Miami,
Right.
or
Of course.
the Merchandise Mart in Chicago.
Well, a lot of furniture stores around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are.
People.
You don't need
Yeah.
Right.
that.
And so we have like clients that say, well, how can I sit in something like this? Well,
Mhm.
we've been doing this for, now collectively 50 years, but really
Wow.
like 20 and 30
Yeah.
that we have sat in these products over and over and over again.
Right.
We could literally tell you
Yeah.
how it will
Yeah,
feel.
exactly. Yeah.
But that's why you go to these shows, is
Yes.
so our reps could educate us
Mhm.
on what's new.
And then
how's
those
it made.
pieces come up when you meet with the
Mhm.
client.
And see
later
the
on.
quality
Mhm.
and know like,
we saw it.
you have
Yeah.
a budget, you can
Or
do
that
this,
vendor.
but no, it's not made with, dovetail. It's not, which is,
Mhm.
and there's, hundreds and hundreds.
Mhm.
So that's what we do. And it's not
Yeah.
an inexpensive
There's so
thing to
many.
do.
I mean, are there still so many
There are
fabric houses and
There are,
they're starting to
manufacturers.
merge more.
yeah.
Are they?
After the crash, really, real estate crash in 2008, a lot of companies fell off and a lot of them were eaten up by other companies.
Mhm.
That seems to be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And, manufacturing in North Carolina, people don't want to pay what it takes to get, you to have a living wage
Right.
to do
Right.
upholstery and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So
True. That's
most
Yeah.
upholstery,
that's a whole
Some
other
of that
beast
is a dying,
to deal with.
dying art. There are still some
well, in
that
the
have
Carolinas,
factories,
it'll
but-
still be because
Mhm.
people get paid
Mhm.
well enough.
Mm.
But a lot of the stuff, if you want something truly custom, it's expensive. And most people, it's almost, if we haven't got to the point of disposable, well, we have Wayfair, disposable furniture.
Oh, right.
But, we don't do that
Right.
kind of stuff.
No,
for
you want stuff that
us.
it's going to last and be.
Well, we're not
quality.
going to sell you anything that's going to be. We had a
We're not going to sell anything
situation-
from a retailer. I mean,
Yeah.
we are
You
are a retailer in a
Right.
way. And
We still run into situations like we have all these outdoor chairs. Okay, outdoor, hello, outdoor.
right.
Started rusting
Right, yeah.
within
It's going
6
to
months,
wear.
3 months.
Wow, that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got them to take them back, and then we're
Mhm.
getting them something different.
Oh,
But
good.
you
You
know.
don't know until you try that.
They'll be on my back
thing.
porch.
yeah. That's what happens.
Rust-Oleum, a little sandpaper.
Yep. Our houses become the collection of the
Oh, I know that.
misfits.
My
That's
dad,
the
I
misfit
have the
collection.
most fit collection of
Yeah.
furniture of just who's getting rid of what and,
Mhm.
custom painted things. And I have all these really cool. I have a
Mhm.
storage unit full of stuff I just can't let go of yet. It doesn't fit in my house now, but someday it will. The next house it will.
That's why you end up
Mhm.
doing what we do. We
It's
just
so
buy other
fun.
properties. Fill 'em.
And then you fill them.
She's got 2 Airbnbs.
Oh,
I've got
man.
14
Oh,
of
wow.
them. So
14 and
yes,
2.
14.
Yeah.
And that's
the motel.
another, I mean, that's another
That's a whole
part-time
nother
job.
conversation.
Yeah.
14
Yeah.
part-time
The
jobs.
multiple businesses
Yes.
of each.
But
And then
that's
there's this.
kind of cool about the entrepreneur bug is once you start with one, it's like, oh, wait, I can have multiple income streams here.
Yeah.
And you start to figure out how to make that happen. right?
Multiple income streams is imperative really for what we do to
Mhm.
do.
Mhm.
And in this business,
Mhm.
because you just don't like if this goes south,
Mhm.
then you've got that. And if
That's right.
you, I was in a lawsuit with a client for 2 years, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Goodness.
It was awful, and it just, there was no income coming. Well,
Mm.
no profit in this
No
business.
profit.
But my real estate is what
Kept you
sustains
held her,
it.
afloat.
yeah.
Otherwise, I might have been like, oh, I can't sustain this building. I can't pay
Yeah.
for my rent.
Right.
Give
all-
up
Yeah.
too soon.
All the
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
cash flow can crush you.
Anything. can-
Yes.
Cash flow can crush you. That's a really important
Yeah.
conversation. I think that people don't realize especially as a new entrepreneur, like getting started and having to put your own money into a business, having to keep that going. So
Yeah.
what would be, do you have any advice for people who are just getting started with that? Like how did you learn to keep your cash flow moving? I guess.
You have to have realistic expectations.
Hmm.
And you
Mhm.
also have to have sources of cash.
Okay.
You have to have somebody or a bank or an institution or something that's willing to give you the
Bet on you or
capital
something. Yep.
Mhm.
that, small business loans are good,
Mhm.
but you better make sure your credit's good.
Yeah.
And you better they don't care if you don't have assets, they'll lend you the money based on your business plan.
Right.
So,
and your credit.
and your credit.
Mhm.
Or, yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people look at like even my business are like, I want to do that or that, it's I always joke this like, I used to
Mm.
give you like, it doesn't look that hard. I'm like,
Oh
"It
yeah.
does
Like
look
I could
hard."
do that.
But, I mean,
Uh-huh.
I can't even get on the ice. Okay. But people that are good at what they do
Mhm.
make it look easy.
Yes. True.
All right.
That is true.
They make it look easy.
Yeah.
Nothing is easy in this
Right.
world.
Mm-mm.
Nothing. I want to be an influencer. I want to be this. I want to be that. Nothing is easy.
You got to put your skin in the game.
Nothing.
At some point.
And
right?
what
I know
people
what-
do, I bet the part that they love about any job is probably what they do the least, especially
Sure.
the higher up, if you will.
Yeah.
Whether it's if you're in a
We
corporate
design
life, it's
10% of the
going
time.
up the ladder. But
Right.
yeah, or
Right.
stuff is
5%.
all we
It's like
want
a
to do is
teacher.
that.
I was in music therapy and I couldn't do it because I was like, this is 90% paperwork and
Uh-huh.
10% actual therapy.
Uh-huh.
I want to do the therapy. I don't want to do the paperwork,
Yep.
right? But that
And
comes with the
you
territory
have to do
sometimes.
it.
You have to do it.
Yep. And that's where if you can push through that part,
Mm-hmm.
then you can
Start
be
to
successful enough to
hire.
have someone else to help
Yes,
you.
yes.
And
There's a really good book. It's called The E-Myth that I would suggest to any entrepreneur. And the E-Myth is basically the entrepreneurial myth. And it talks about how just because you're good at something
Mhm.
or you have a degree in something doesn't mean that you're going to be, nor should you be, or, a variety of things,
Mhm.
an entrepreneur.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
It's not for everybody.
Mhm.
And it's not something I think everybody should aspire to do because if
Mhm.
you don't have the tenacity, the guts, the motivation, and all the
Mhm.
shit,
All the
pardon my
sides. Yeah.
language, all the stuff,
Yeah.
you will not succeed.
No.
Because at the end of the day, entrepreneur, job, whatever, you're trying to make money.
Right.
Right.
That's the
Well,
ultimate
I'm
Keep a
not
goal.
roof
just
over your
trying to-
head.
That's
And
right. You
I'm
gotta
trying to
feed
survive,
yourself.
right?
Make
Yeah.
money to pay my bills, to
Yeah.
provide for my children and their
Yes.
education, to go on trips, to get
Yes.
groceries, to put gas on my
To live your best life.
Mhm.
Right?
all of that.
Yeah.
And, it takes a lot. It took a lot of
Mhm.
time, effort,
Yes.
and mental tenacity for me to get
Right.
to the point while having children as a single mother
Incredible.
and all the other things
That's
that
amazing.
we do,
Yeah.
even whether or not you're single mother or not. As women, let's not kid ourselves, we're in charge of our homes and our
Absolutely.
children and we're the ones that you know, we go on a
You're calling
business
the
trip and they're like,
shots.
we're babysitting. No, you're not. That's your kid.
Right.
I'm not babysitting when you're on a trip.
Oh, right.
You know?
Oh, yeah. That's I can
It
see
still
that.
hasn't changed. I don't know when it's going to change.
No.
Maybe it's changed with Tony. She has a baby.
It's
And her
slowly
generation.
changing. I feel like it's the millennials
Actually,
are changing.
It also
a
depends
little
on
bit.
your husband because her
Yes,
kid's
it
great.
does.
He's
It
like,
does.
yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm blessed with a great husband who always cares for the kids without it.
It's
I mean,
a great
that's what he
partnership
does
in
That's-
general.
Mhm. That's our job as parents, right?
Yeah, having a good partnership in
Yeah.
business.
Mhm. Especially understanding, what entrepreneurship entails. I think having a spouse, if you choose to have one, they have to understand what goes into that
Mhm.
too, because they're going to end up hustling with you and being a part
Yes.
of that with you.
I have pulled my poor husband into every time I'm like, we should
New
start
house.
this. Hey, let's get another house.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
let's start a golf cart rental business. And then
good
he's
one.
like, okay. And then he's doing some
And does he work in corporate or does he?
he's got a corporate
He's-
job and he's
Mhm.
He's a numbers guy.
very
Uh,
busy in his own world.
Yeah. And you're
And
adding on. to the
somehow
plate.
he can do everything so easily. He doesn't
Mm.
complain. He doesn't complain about anything or bitch about anything.
Yeah.
He's got high stressors too,
Mhm.
but he's able to handle the little Tasmanian that runs around
Mm.
all the time, which is me,
Right.
So,
Right.
and that's what I need. I need someone that's more, I don't know is it the right
It's
brain,
the yin
left
and the
brain?
yang.
It's-
It's the mix.
It is.
It really is. You have
Yep.
to have that balance.
And-
You can't be the same. That's just. I used to think that like, when I was younger. I think like I want somebody just like me to fire and energy is just fun and you need somebody to balance that out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it can be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tumultuous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's great because he's got a very, very business savvy mind. I mean, that's what
Mm.
he's a business psychologist. But
Oh wow.
there are times when, I mean, even when it came back to like coming back to St. Augustine
Mhm.
5 years ago, I was so unhappy. Just, we were in Chicago.
In
I
Chicago.
was ready for something
You
else.
needed
And I was
some
ready
sunshine.
to work for myself or work. I really just wanted to work with Valerie.
Aw, yeah.
But I was like,
She called me too, and I'm like, girl, I'm taking Fridays off. We ain't busy.
This was right before.
Yes,
COVID.
I'm not
no,
even
it's
kidding.
just that. Yeah.
I was just like,
before
this
COVID, yeah.
business is not super crazy, and I
Mm.
kind of like it.
Mhm.
But if you can figure out how to, how, and then I was like,
Find your
sometimes
business.
you just have to show up, and the universe, or,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
makes
We'll
that.
provide it.
And I mean,
That is true. You have to believe that. I believe.
Yes.
I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
And you have to know it in your gut.
Mhm.
It's all gonna work out. It'll be fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
And going back to even just trusting yourself, like that was the point
Mhm.
where I finally realized I could trust myself. Like
Yeah.
no matter what, not just because I was married or that I had, another income or anything like that. But at that point I was like, I'm just going to quit my job. Like
You just
I'm done.
trusted
Let's give it a month. And,
Amazing.
I asked my husband, do you think how do you really feel about me doing this? And he was like, you should have quit 6 months ago.
Happy
Wow.
And he
life,
goes,
happy wife.
but you know what? I wish we could have thought about it a little bit more,
Yeah.
planned a little bit more, but
Yeah.
sometimes you just have to jump to it. And that's what I
Right.
have to do.
Yes.
And he was like, but do it. Let's go. Let's just go. We'll try to figure it out. And I mean, we came, lived in one of her Airbnbs for a little bit and
then,
bounced
it was
around.
after
right?
COVID. That's another thing that changes things. Like,
Uh-huh.
the economy's changed, situations things. COVID was a huge change.
Oh gosh, yes. For everything.
Her
every
husband was a
industry.
corporate go to the office guy, and after
Mhm.
COVID, and they realized that wow, you can work
Yeah.
anywhere in the world.
Never
Isn't that
once
weird
with that.
how much that happened in corporate? Like, oh, you don't have to go into this.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous overhead that we're paying
Yeah, they're
for.
paying like $30,000.
Do they even
a
have an
month.
office anymore?
They have a small portion of their office, but they do. I mean, you have like a downtown, like beautiful office, like corner office with windows everywhere. I mean, he was like, I had a beautiful space, and they were just renovating
Now he's in a
it.
bedroom.
No.
And he's in a bedroom, but he has like 4 TVs.
Exactly what happened
Stuff
to
everywhere.
us. My husband was the same thing.
And I'm like, but you know what though? Like, we could literally be outside in
could
the
go
sunshine
anywhere.
every single day.
That's
This place
right.
is like,
You can
paradise
literally
every
work
time we.
from anywhere.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And I had already been used to traveling and working on the road. I traveled for like 10 years. And so I was more used to working on an airplane, in an airport, or at a hotel
Mm.
or at a restaurant than I ever was working at a desk,
Yeah.
which is still, and so that's why I was like, Val, I promise I can do this remotely. I swear I can.
Right. Right.
And I mean,
So you did work remotely together for a while.
Yeah, because I would go back to we
Yeah.
would go back to Chicago. We weren't here full time yet
Wow.
for 2.5 years. We did that
Oh,
back
wow.
and forth and back and forth. And we
And
have a
most
place
of
in
our-
Arizona, so we like just everywhere.
Our clients don't.
wild.
I mean, there are times when it's necessary to be here, obviously, because
Mhm.
we meet with clients
Mhm.
and there are issues sometimes that happen. But most of our clients don't live here.
Oh, really?
Probably 90% of our clients
Wow.
don't live
It's
here.
like their second.
Oh,
fourth,
because
you
it's
know,
their
so-
second home. Or
It's their
Yeah.
second
I
home,
see
or
what
they're
you're saying.
building, they're moving
Right,
here,
right.
and then we completed their house by the
So you're
time
doing
they get
a
here.
lot of virtual meetings.
All of it.
Sending them
So easy to do, though. I
Yeah.
mean, that's so easy
Yeah.
now.
No,
I
yeah.
listen. They didn't have cell phones when I started all this, or
Yeah,
emails,
that's
or
right.
anything.
It's a whole
I don't know
different
how I
world.
did it,
Yeah.
I know.
but
Old school. You
We
did it
just-
old school.
yeah, we just
Schlepping
videotaped
fabrics
everything
and
down.
what do you think about
samples.
this?
Yeah.
You know, we're getting a new
Yes.
It's the
throw it in a
greatest.
box, and
Makes your job so much easier.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really does.
This episode of the Soul Led Sessions is proudly sponsored by Anastasia Design Group, a luxury interior design studio here in St. Augustine, creating timeless, elevated spaces that feel as beautiful as they are intentional. Led by an incredible team of visionary women, Anastasia Design Group specializes in high-end residential and commercial design that blends sophistication, functionality, and lifestyle seamlessly together. If you believe your environment should reflect the life you're creating, visit AnastasiaDesignGroup.com to learn more.
It
Would
really
you
does.
mind chatting a little bit about your partnership and how you've maybe learned to work together or started working together? Was it easy right away? Was it?
I mean, I can, from
well,
my perspective.
I'll start at the beginning, and then
yeah.
you can. So when she first started working for me, she's what 20.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
at
you
were
were fresh out
She
of
was a
college.
last.
Uh-huh.
I was her
No,
first
but-
interior design job, and we were very busy.
Mm.
This was
Yeah.
when right before the crash,
Oh.
which was the big boom.
Yeah.
Early
From
2000s.
2000s to 2007,
Mm.
when we were cranking it. So
I mean,
we
people
were
were buying places based on a lifestyle.
I mean, we were
a
hustle,
picture,
hustle, hustle.
You know,
No
Different world.
different world.
Gosh.
So how she was involved in the business at that point was completely different.
I mean, I was her Tony at the time.
Yeah,
you know,
you
I
were
was
her
her
assistant.
assistant. Yeah,
Gotcha.
And then, did we have another one?
we
I
had
think another one.
Jenna too.
Yeah, we had another. We had another assistant to make us figure it out.
and yeah,
But when she came back, when she wanted to come back, she wanted to have more of a partnership situation where
Ah.
she didn't, nor did I want, nor would she have even been
Mm-hmm.
an assistant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
She was
you have
beyond that
all
by
these
then.
years to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
I have an established situation. You want your own circumstances that you
Mm.
can basically, if I'm here, I work, I get paid based on what I do
Right.
yeah,
kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Mhm.
Smart.
We have the big umbrella of things, and then she can be as busy or as unbusy. She can travel or not travel.
Great.
She has her own basically business within our
That's
business and
awesome.
the partnership
Mhm.
of things. So
Yeah.
she doesn't have to have the mental strain or whatever of the running of the,
Gotcha.
the insane things that happen, like all the insurances and the
Mhm.
liabilities and the
Mhm.
mortgages and the
Mhm.
fixing the air conditioning
Right.
and all that kind of stuff, but can have, control of her income
Yeah.
Mhm.
based on her.
Great.
on what I,
What she
yeah,
brings in and does.
yeah,
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So you
and
kind of bring in your own clientele.
it's still
Both.
it's
Both.
both, yeah, and we still work on projects together.
Mm.
Like, I don't think I could ever imagine, like, much like Val says, she always has to have someone with her. I
Yes.
don't like to work by I've never
Right.
liked working solo. I just
Agree.
don't. I don't do. I mean, I don't even shop solo. My husband picks out my clothes. Like, I don't
Wow.
do anything like
I
that.
like that. That's adorable.
and I mean,
He doesn't pick out all the clothes.
no, I got all of it. But he,
That's cute that you
but
go together and
yeah,
Mhm.
but I like to have somebody else's perspective on whatever it
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
period. And it just doesn't feel right because at
Mhm.
the end of the day, it doesn't take just me to do all of it.
Huh.
Guess what? So-and-so has to paint.
right.
Somebody else has to,
Oh, there's
deliver
so
the
many
things.
people
Like,
that go
so,
into.
I mean,
interior
Val
design.
has she has so much more knowledge than I do,
Mhm.
and a variety of things.
So much older.
More experience.
More experience, and
Yeah.
where what she's done in her business. I have a different side of it. I was trying to figure that out when it came to coming back to working with Val. I was like, what do I have to bring to the table? I haven't been doing design per se, and I've been on the other side. What do I actually have to bring to the table? And I realized there were so many things that I had collected along the way too that
the OneDrive,
streamlining things online.
She's the youngsters that don't like paper. And I'm like, listen, I literally had my coach daytimer.
Oh my God.
Tony last year, 2 years ago. I mean,
She
it was
had
like,
it when
it was
I
like
started.
learning to ski. I was like, but I don't think I can do it. I don't understand.
Right.
I was like, it's so easy.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, oh, what a dummy.
I still love my paper planner. I love it.
I mean,
I'm a
there are
note
things
taker.
about
Me too.
Like I live on notes,
Yeah.
and I still take paper notes.
Yes.
When Tony's with me or when she's with me,
Mhm.
they
Paper notes.
don't take paper notes. They do it with the iPad,
Yeah.
which is understandable. I got it. I need to write still
Me too.
because my hand's starting to hurt. So
Arthritis.
I might-
Arthritis. Yeah.
but
Fun,
taking
isn't it?
notes, that's another thing. Yeah.
But yeah, but I mean, just so coming back and finding what is my place, what is my role. I mean, also it was a little tough to figure out. I'm not her assistant. I'm not, but I like that was just innate of me. I mean, she was my mentor, like a sibling to me. I mean, even though I moved, we talked all the time.
Sisters.
She
We had a lot of
became
sisters between us.
I mean, she became my customer. I used to have Florida as my territory, so Val became my customer. So I would go to visit her. I mean,
cool.
we still always stayed in circulations in the design space, but coming back, learning to be what is our role? Our roles are very different in a lot of ways because she's more on like construction. She has that more knowledge of that than I do.
And you like that. I don't.
I want to know more
And
about
I
it.
was going
Yeah.
to ask that. Is it more you choose those tasks or, operations based on what you love, what you don't like? Or is it more of like, this is kind of what we do and it fell into place that way? How did you
I
decide?
find joy in decorating. I like to decorate. I really do. That's what I truly love to decorate. I don't love picking the finishes. I'm good at it, I hope, but it doesn't make me happy. That's a lie. I don't get excited. I don't nerd.
It doesn't bring you as much joy.
But only because I feel like it's like, it matters because when you do an entire house, obviously the cabinets, the countertops, and the this, that, and the other. But I feel like it's such a small portion of what my whole canvas is that I don't like to. I don't micro manage that. I don't.
You don't like
know if that
fixate on
works,
those.
I don't fixate
those
on
details.
those details. And so, but it takes years also. And I'm not talking about years to pick a tile. I'm talking about
Some people
to be within the construction industry and to be on a job site as a woman, surrounded by these guys that's a whole nother conversation where you are in charge of making sure things happen. Right. So I only work with builders that align with, they know that I'm in there to make everything beautiful and to make it work. I'm not trying to dictate or be the boss.
Right.
At the end of the day.
No.
And I'm nice.
But if you need to tell them what to do,
Listen, I'm nice
get what you
until I'm not
need,
nice.
then right.
I'm nice
Yes.
until I'm not
That's
nice.
a
And when
good
I'm not
motto.
nice, it's not nice.
Right.
And I'm a good Southern girl. I try to be nice all the time.
Right.
I'm like, please,
But-
honey, please, can you do this for me? And then if they're like buttheads about it, I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know who's paying your bill. I am. So,
Right. Do it.
Do what
but
the-
we don't have
yeah.
people like that.
No.
anymore. I fire them immediately.
Good. Oh,
Or they fire me.
And you've learned over 30 years, I'm sure, who to work with, like,
Yeah.
who to stay away
Yeah.
from, and
Yeah.
you find your vendors, you find your all of
You find your
skilled.
Yeah.
the
Same,
people who
and
are
it's also
skilled
with
that you need.
clients too. I mean, learning how to vet is incredibly
We've learned how to vet.
important.
Oh,
And
yeah,
there's
you can't work with everybody.
you can't, but there's a point. There's a stage I think in the
But we
business
want
that you
to make
do.
everybody like us.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we want to help everybody. I mean,
Sure.
I think it's hard for us to say no sometimes, and we're getting better and better at
Mhm.
it because that is one of the things that I think we both share is we're just like, Oh my goodness,
Well,
like
maybe
a
we
really,
don't-
it's like a torturous boyfriend,
like,
like an
this just
abusive,
isn't gonna
abusive
work.
boyfriend. They'll come back though, and they'll be like, "But I still need you."
Oh.
You're not going back to it.
Right.
You're not doing it. And then somehow we're like, "They called me," and I said, "Yes."
Yes,
We
that's
sold them a
ex-
rug.
That's
You know,
exactly. That's exactly what it's like.
So,
That's hilarious.
and I think they also sift. They sift out.
Yeah, sure.
Ultimately, you start knowing this isn't working
Mhm.
between us anymore. It's not you, it's me. Or whatever. But
It's
It
a
is.
tough
It's like
thing.
a relationship you have, and you work so
It's
closely together.
very intimate.
It is very intimate, and
Yeah.
you're literally in their bedroom, and you're in their bathrooms,
Yes.
and you're
And like sitting in there
you're like,
sometimes
let's
for an
lie down
hour
in the bed
talking.
together to make sure this comforter is comfy, or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
just
yeah, and but back
pleasing,
to what,
people pleasing. We'll get to that.
well,
in a minute.
it's what we do.
yeah.
Yeah.
And anytime you work with people, there's the personalities,
Mm,
there's the
mhm,
there's the we've been really lucky.
mhm.
I think so. Yeah.
We've had
I
great
mean, I
clients.
really do think
I've
so.
fired. Listen, we don't fire people, or I have never fired people before. And when I say people, I mean clients,
Mhm.
because I was always the "what if I don't have enough money"
Right.
person.
You were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I finally took years for me, not just because now I do have enough money,
Mhm.
but because I released that
Mhm.
belief.
Love it.
Listen, it is not worth it
Right.
to be and go home
Yeah.
and be upset, or to
That's
wake
right.
up in the middle of the night and worry.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that.
It's
I've
not
been
worth
there.
any money. Amount of money.
It's not worth any money,
No.
but it's a mindset and it's a belief system that takes
Absolutely.
a lot
Mm-hmm.
to get rid of.
That's right.
I have been purged of that.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
She's mostly been
I'm
purged of
good.
that.
Yeah. I'm almost there.
Burning the
And
paradigms.
I think every business owner, every entrepreneur has to go through that,
Mhm.
because there is a point, unless you're just fortunate enough to be, given the money to start it all.
Yeah.
You have to be hungry,
Right.
and you have to be starving
Right.
for a while.
You gotta want it.
And
You gotta
yeah,
want
and you
it.
gotta want it. And
Yeah.
Just like when you came back, she didn't have any business.
I didn't get a
And I was
paycheck.
just
I
like-
didn't get money for 6-8 months. I mean,
was like,
really,
I'm not
it
very
was
busy, so
building
You're
all
like,
of
you're
those
on your own,
things.
kid.
pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And two, I mean, we don't get paid until there's a design that's there for them to
Yeah,
buy.
right,
Essentially, it's the products that we've come to the decisions, and so then they pay a portion.
You have to get
and-
past the security of an income,
yeah,
of a
Mhm.
paycheck.
yeah,
sure.
it's a long game.
And then you have
Yeah.
to. I've never had a paycheck ever.
Right.
Well, I think Kelly was the last paycheck I got. I was 24.
Mhm.
That was just a few years ago. And
Yes, it was.
Just a few.
to be able to have the just takes a lot.
Yes.
Mhm.
And if you, then I would recommend anybody, if they have that belief that they want to be entrepreneurs,
Mhm.
to do it,
Mhm.
but don't feel like you failed if
Mhm.
it didn't speak to you.
Mhm.
Yes,
And if
That's
it
good.
was too much, some people are just not built for it.
Mhm.
That's okay.
And that's
Yeah.
okay. I'm
Yes.
not built for security.
Right.
I'm just not, which makes me a really good entrepreneur.
That's great.
Mhm.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
That is
Well-
a good point. And I don't think people a lot of people have a hard time maybe fessing up to that about themselves too.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to believe that about yourself, but it's really good to
I
be
want to
that
prove
honest.
that. I
Like,
want to prove it.
honesty is the best policy for an entrepreneur.
For
Like, be the
sure.
most, be real with yourself,
I
or
think that's what I would say.
it's not going to go well.
when you were looking at your questions and stuff like that, like what
Mm.
makes a good entrepreneur, being self-aware,
Mm.
Yeah.
really knowing that you have a specific type of personality
Yes.
that is just not going to fare well with either being in a corporate situation. Because
Yeah.
just we all
Your
know
strengths,
this,
your
there is no
weaknesses.
security.
Yes.
It's all
Right.
bullshit.
Ever, right.
You
With
know,
anything.
I'm
yeah.
working for the government.
Yeah.
How's that gone?
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Nothing.
There's no security in
Yeah.
anything. Who knows?
Pensions,
marriages,
security, nothing.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You just really don't
Nothing's
know
guaranteed,
what the
right.
world's gonna
Yeah.
bring.
Yeah.
But you
100%.
do have to know if you have the mental wherewithal to handle whatever it does. And some
Yes.
people, their security means they have to have a 9-to-5 job. They have to have savings. They have to
Mhm.
have all these things, and that's awesome.
Mhm.
I wish I was like that.
I know.
I
I
just
know.
wasn't.
I know.
That's- yeah.
It feels like the easier road, doesn't it? But at the same time, what you create, like being a creative person, you had to create a life that was creative if that makes sense.
It-
Like
yeah.
you couldn't be
Oh, it's
in
our
a
lifeblood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it felt stagnant to you to be in a situation of
Yeah, if it was formulaic
soul sucking.
and we were trying to create within a box,
Yeah.
we'd do it. I know
Yeah.
that we would do
We
it,
would
but
do
it would
it,
be
yeah.
very, it would just feel constraining.
stagnant.
Yeah.
And listen,
and
there's
cold.
plenty of designers that don't have their own businesses or don't work for somebody in an independent fashion
Mm-hmm.
that is perfectly fine.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that there's one
Yeah.
thing that's right
No,
or the
right.
other,
It's
but I'm
right
saying
for you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
right.
Yeah.
And as a business owner, as an interior designer and business owner, there's like this much more on top of
Mm.
your daily trauma
Yes. Oh
that
gosh, yes.
that you have to, because you'll always be an interior designer,
Yeah.
and then you'll be the business person. There's
Mhm.
so much.
Yep.
I never realized. I mean, growing up with my dad was an interior designer. I was always with him, and from what I can remember, preschool age, going around to homes with him and picking up. And I never realized he was so laid back, my dad, and I never realized the stress that he was dealing with until I would hear arguments or hear things going wrong or hear him fire people or hear him being fired or it was like all around. There were a lot of great, awesome, beautiful moments in between all those moments, more so than not, right? But like things went well, I think, more than they didn't. But
Yeah, that's life.
the amount of pivoting, he was a great pivoter. He just was like the master of pivoting. He would just, and that I think
That's
that
good.
takes a creative brain
Yeah.
to be able to pivot, because you need to pivot how many times a day?
Uh,
On site, off site. You're constantly dealing with
Right.
shit
Yeah.
happening.
And
right?
yeah, we're just trying to make things pretty.
Yeah.
And
I
we're
love
just
that.
trying to make it easy.
Mm,
And we're just trying to create an environment. It's like, I love my home.
mm,
Like, that is such a place that is solace for me.
yes.
And I love it because of, the things I put into it. We
Yes.
want to create spaces, second homes, first homes, whatever.
that
And
people
we're
love.
pretty damn good
There's
at
a
it.
story.
People-
Yeah.
There's a
that
story.
when they
behind
come
it.
in and they
Love.
uh-huh.
I mean,
Is
they
that the
do.
best? Is
It's
the
the
reveal
best.
day the best day?
It
say
is.
that.
It is.
And we don't let them see the trauma. They're not allowed.
no,
No, good. We
No.
keep them
Because
away
it's
from
traumatic.
that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Movers,
It is.
boxes,
Oh, gosh.
Things that are broken.
Dust and the crap.
It's
Yeah.
like a wedding day.
Yeah.
The install day is like a
Oh,
wedding day. It's like
yeah.
the show is going to go on.
Yes.
The cake could fall over. I don't care how you
Mhm.
have to get another one. You're going to figure it out. Like
Mm.
you don't let the bride know.
Mhm.
And let her enjoy her day.
Yeah.
And at midnight it's over.
Mhm.
And
You don't want to see all the
It's
scary behind the
An
scenes.
installation day can take
weeks.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
pretty good at it. We're
We
good.
like to
We
keep it
we
efficient.
just did what, I don't know, 7,000 square. How many square feet was the
I
house?
think it's
This
about
was
7,000.
big.
Yeah.
Mm.
House
Less than a week.
installed in days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Days.
Wow.
I mean, but it
But we're
was,
hustling.
Yes.
Yep.
I love you're getting it all done at the same time rather
Yes.
than spreading it out.
yes,
Yeah, like
even getting stuck in
contractors
elevators.
are
I
coming.
mean, at the same
She
time.
did. She really
Did
did.
you really?
She really did.
Never been stuck in an elevator before.
Yeah,
Thank God
a
it wasn't
scary.
that long. It was like
Okay.
30
30
minutes.
minutes.
Oh, but that's long enough time.
I'm
for
just glad I
camping.
wasn't by myself.
Oh, you were by yourself?
No, I'm glad I
Oh,
wasn't.
you would.
She was in the elevator.
Yeah.
I was outside of the
Oh,
elevator.
I see what you're saying.
I don't even think you had your phone. We were just yelling at each other. I was calling the client.
Oh my.
Then we got our guy to push the button. It was-
Oh,
I was like,
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
If you would have been by yours, well, there's
too much.
Yeah. Now I don't even go in the elevator. Like I'll send something
You'll
down
walk.
and send
Yeah.
something up in it, but I'm
And
not
I'll
going to
meet
go
it
in
at
it
the bottom.
yeah.
But yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into any entrepreneurship, any partnership.
Mm-hmm.
But this interior design is a beast of its own. It really is. And you having to deal with all the different contractors and finding your people. That's something
you
I
trust.
feel like takes time, season. That takes.
Well, my people are retiring or quitting or
And that's a tough one too.
yeah.
Or dying. My
They're
dad's
dying.
My dad's
No.
Bro passed
My
me away. I'm
upholsterer
like, this
died.
is crazy. Yeah.
And I was just like, holy
Oh,
shit.
Now what do
Nobody
you
wants.
do?
Guess what? There's no. I could.
There's
I
nobody.
don't know.
It's a lost art, I think.
It's a lost
Wait,
art.
what was it? The
Upholstery.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are chairs, but to find a really good upholsterer.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
I
Or
just don't
sewer.
know.
I mean, that kind of art, that's another thing. Like, I was just thinking about, we have a chair at our house of Fortuny fabric, Fortuny in Rome. And my dad was like a huge fan of Fortuny and went to the factory, studied in Rome, and, got to see the
Awesome.
inside works of that.
Wow.
It's ripping. I mean, it's old. It's an old chair.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do I replace it with? And where do I go? It's perfectly placed. I mean, it was done beautifully, that the fabric is just this beautiful. And I'm like, who do I go to that would know?
It's sad that I don't.
You know,
No.
there's
I
there's
bet that Amy Gallon.
nobody left. Now that I
Yeah.
put that out there,
Yeah.
maybe it'll come.
Yeah. There you go. Manifest.
Send me a picture.
Yeah.
Send me a
I'll
picture.
send you a picture. I mean,
Yes,
it's my
yes.
kids have like destroyed it, but it's like my
Never
favorite.
know.
It's such an old, cool chair. Red room. We had a red room in New York.
Oh,
And,
cool.
you know, it's beautiful. But that kind of art, I feel like in this industry has shifted so much, right?
Yeah.
That kind of, even like the hand painted textiles or the, you know,
People just don't find value. I wanted to say
Mm-mm.
they don't have the
That's
money,
it.
but people still have the money.
yeah,
People
don't
just
find
don't
value.
find value
yeah,
as easily or as readily as they used to.
Mhm.
right.
Even
Mhm.
20, 30 years ago, you know, antiques, beautiful rugs. I just helped with an estate sale from the woman who I was her first interior designer that she had
Oh, wow.
hired. She was an interior designer in town. I was her first employee, or one of her first employees. But she has rugs that, I mean, I guarantee you she paid $10,000 for this rug.
Yeah.
That
Amazing.
I think we sold for $2,000, $3,000
Yeah.
because there's no people don't want that anymore.
That's sad.
It's really
It's like
sad.
pianos too. Like
I know,
beautiful
I know
pianos.
I had to get rid of a piano not long ago. It was one I grew up with. My great grandparents.
pianos.
Baby grand. Yeah. Like
Just-
people don't
You
like I
give
gave
it
me
away. You have to
$300
like
for it.
pay somebody to move it for you.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah, it's
they
true.
won't even.
It's really
What's it?
true.
That kind of thing. Any kind of. Actually, our neighbor just had a sale. She's moving, and she has this beautiful antique piece nobody wants. It's like 200 years old or something. It's crazy beautiful. She has kept it in pristine condition, and it was her great grandmother's or something, you know. And where does it go?
We should be in like, you know, like when they have dogs that people go and save, you know. we should
rescue?
have-
Yeah,
we
Like
should
the
have-
antique rescue?
furniture rescue.
Jeez. Oh my God,
rescue.
that would be
That would make a great.
We're gonna
furniture
take
rescue.
it
That would
and
make
we're
a
gonna
great show.
hang on to it for
Reality
a while
TV.
Yes.
until somebody wants it.
Yes. Which
Yeah.
is kind of why I have
It
storage
must
unit
come
right
back
now.
around, right?
It does. I
It
mean,
will,
look at
maybe.
like all
Like
the,
fashion.
like I think about China.
I
Mm,
think
Yes,
everybody
crystal and stuff like it's sort of
Yes.
coming back, but
Yeah.
it's used differently.
Can't wait till that comes back because I have a whole like a whole bunch of vintage pottery and glassware. That another one of my dad's things that he had a friend who owned a shop in the 60s and 70s, and we
That
ended
kind
up
of
with
stuff
so
is
much
cool.
of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
I have some
Antiques.
of that stuff.
antiques are
That's it.
just meh, right? People either, but there are collectors still, I think.
Yes.
I have a client that's a collector.
Yeah.
And he bought some of the beautiful pieces
Mm,
that
good.
that she was selling
Oh, good.
because he has you know, a house that can accommodate that.
I can accommodate.
And
That's just
so-
it too,
Mhm.
especially coastal. In New York, I feel like there's a lot more people with more vintagey, antique
Mhm,
things here,
mhm.
even like deco. Here, it's very coastal.
Yeah,
So
because
what
everything's
is that?
new and the
Mhm.
real
Yes.
estate doesn't have a lot of character.
Yeah.
So
And this place has a specific tone, I guess, if you will. Like people want to come here to escape, and
Right.
even if it is their second or third home, so they kind of want it to have that particular identity.
Ah,
So that's doable. But then there's still like, but wait, you still have to have you in here,
right.
you know?
Right.
or if you don't know who you are, I'm gonna put some of it.
We're
in
gonna
there.
we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
help you,
We're gonna-
right?
I have clients like that have
Yeah.
no idea. I don't know. What I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Tell me what I need. I'm like,
Mhm.
Is
Oh,
that
those are the
fun?
people you
Those
love.
are the fun
Yes.
people,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
They make it easy.
Then you kind
So
of
you
get
can
to
explore more. And,
yeah, you get to do kind of what you want to do, and then they let you
Yes.
get to explore.
Yeah.
You can kind of do something you've never done before, and if it's not exactly what you thought, it's all
Mhm.
right.
Do you find we used to call my dad a psychologist. Like we always said, you should have been a psychologist because you would have made a lot more money doing that. But he wasn't a great businessman he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't great.
Mhm.
His cash flow, he had trouble with that. He was a great
Yeah, it's
designer.
It's hard. I mean,
He was a great designer, but his business,
Yeah, it's
you
a
know,
difficult combination.
it's a
Mhm.
difficult
It really,
combination.
really is.
Mhm.
I'm probably more of a business person than I
Mhm.
am. I don't know.
yes,
Maybe
yeah.
designer.
I think
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I think
it
you are.
sounds like you have found the best of both worlds.
Listen,
both of you,
I've
and
been very, very
meshed
lucky
them.
to be a creative person, but I always knew that I had to have, you know, the income was more important than
Yeah.
well, equally important. Let me say that.
Yes.
I just was lucky enough to find the means in which to make the income
Right.
in an industry that I'm good at,
Wonderful.
and that's it's a hard thing because you go to college and
Yeah.
I just happened to go to college for interior design.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's a
college
whole
for
nother
design.
conversation.
Yeah.
It might take a while.
Mhm. And you did as well?
Same. I mean, I didn't.
did.
That was not what I was intending to do.
We didn't know it.
Wow.
This was in
Neither
the
of us knew what
90s
it
and the
was.
80s.
Yeah.
This was before HGTV and every little
Yeah.
schoolgirl
Oh
was like,
gosh,
"I'm
yeah.
gonna do that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was.
I didn't know anyone who was an interior designer. I didn't
No.
know anyone that. I didn't know you could make money.
Wow.
Yes. So it's a wonderful way in which to be creative and have lots of different
Mm.
streams too.
Yeah.
Because we can sell furniture, rugs,
Mhm.
we can help you decorate, we can
Mhm.
get
Get your
art,
place painted. Get
we can
lighting.
redo your kitchen. We can do so many different.
And you
things.
have income streams from the contractors too, because they're giving
All-
them business and they're paying you.
all the different
Yeah,
ways.
it's awesome.
But I think because it's a surface, it can be a very surface-based industry when you think about like the ego and
Mhm.
these beautiful things or this custom piece and how much it costs, right? It's associated with money.
Yeah.
It is.
Sure.
And so some people can get lost in that it almost overflows it to them too. Like, I think that's why school does us such a huge disservice by not teaching us or by not requiring us to take at least 1 or 2 business classes because
Yeah.
how many people want to go out and do it on their own? There are a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And being on the vendor side, I would talk to so many designers that did not know how to run a business. They're like,
bet.
but how am I going to make money off that? I only do, I only marked it up 10%. And I'm like, that's not my problem.
It's almost like you should go to school for business
Yes.
instead of design.
You should go. You should be raised for, and then you don't want to be for.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Right.
people,
So
but
that's
because
why-
it's
that's
so
true.
this beautiful industry, what does that come with? Like,
Mhm.
I need a Chanel bag.
Mm.
I got to have some, Louboutin shoes. Or I mean, like, there's that.
all that.
I
too.
mean, or
I'm
just do
like-
it your way and
I'm
do whatever the
like-
hell you want, right? It's
we're not good.
Amazon.
We're not good
My
for
thing is-
No, yeah, and I'm like, but
but it's fine to be.
right.
Some
Yes.
people are like that, but some people aren't. But
Some people
again,
aren't, yeah.
ultimately, we're lucky enough to be good at and compensated for what we love to do, which is
Right.
interior design,
Right.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah. That's a blessing.
mm-hmm,
and
sure.
have a business to do it in.
It's awesome.
mm-hmm. And a great city to be
In
in.
a great city.
Really.
And I've been in this location for a while.
Well, I'll just say thank you very much for
Thank
being here and
you.
doing this and sharing so much. You really gave the world some major knowledge, not only in
Yay.
the entrepreneurship world, but
And we
just-
got to get to know you. too.
Yeah,
we gotta have
little. I
some
love
drinks
it.
and hang
Yes.
out
I know we do for
After,
sure.
yes.
I trust that whatever was meant for you in this conversation will remind you there's a way to build a life you love. Follow where it leads, and I'll see you in the next session. Be sure to like and subscribe to never miss an episode.